And joining us to discuss the topic is now Milan Lelich, political observer from RBC-Ukraine News Agency. Hello, welcome, sir.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So, just like my colleague now mentioned, let's delve into the situation of this meeting that we're talking about, the Polish-Ukrainian meeting, but from Ukrainian side. So, what do you think Ukraine expects from that meeting?
Well, I'm 100% sure that Ukrainian side is more than interested that to solve this border trouble and all these trade conflicts as soon as possible, because we've been having this problems for already too long, and Ukraine is losing money. Ukraine is, according to our Ukrainian estimates, Ukraine is losing several hundred millions of dollars per month, which is an enormous sum for our budget, as Ukraine is desperately seeking money all over the world, seeking all the possible sources of income, internal income, so on. And we have what we have with Poland. So I'm sure that our team from our government will be very much interested in solving this today. I hope that the problem will be solved today, but also I think Ukraine really has troubles because of this conflict. But I think Poland also has these troubles because, in my opinion, all these events, they really do undermine the credibility of the European Union, which Poland is a part of, as a responsible partner, because the European Union has its laws and its rules, in particular trade laws, and one should abide by these laws, which is just not the case for already several months already. So I think that, it is sometimes even like painful for me to see what's going on, to see the figures in the polls of public opinion that show that both nations, Poles and Ukrainians, start to their attitude.
That's right. This issue is really dividing Poles and Ukrainians. Before this issue occurred, I mean, the Poles and Ukrainians, we were best friends, and this is really causing a huge divide between our two nations, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And the polls really do show it. And this is reciprocal. The attitude of Poles towards Ukrainians and vice versa, the figures are getting lower and lower of a positive attitude. Also, it's sort of painful for me to see all these pictures of our Ukrainian grain being spilled on the asphalt, especially taking into account in what conditions do our farmers often reap their harvest, in literally life-threatening conditions on the fields where there are still a lot of mines left by the Russian invaders in southern region of Ukraine, and a lot of farmers already perished during their work because of these mines, and so on. And again, as you've said, that before it all started, we were like the best friends. I'm sure that we still are the best friends, and there are very extremely good examples of cooperation, like this armored vehicles coalition that we announced just yesterday, about providing Ukraine with fixing and providing Ukraine with armor vehicles. It was presented in Warsaw, and Poland is like a flagship member of this coalition, of this initiative. So I think we can and should cooperate, because all our divides, all our troubles between Kiev and Warsaw, Russia makes use of them. Russia is the most beneficial of any quarrels and any.
Yeah, they're benefiting in terms of propaganda, and they're also benefiting in terms of money, especially since now they've been sending their own grain, this time through Belarus rather than than the Ukrainian grain coming in. Now we have Russian and Belarusian grain coming in. So
that's right. So on that note, I think that it is safe to say that the meeting itself provides now practical solutions to the problem. And as you mentioned, now this situation has to be mended, as farmers' protests have erupted due to Ukrainian food imports that vastly affect Polish agriculture interests. So the meeting itself, I think, aims to find practical solutions to ease tensions at the border. But I think this is not the only thing in question now during that meeting. We have some information on the fact that also integration with the EU will be one of the subjects. So what is your take on this?
Well, I think that I've just spoken with several members of the European Parliament the day before yesterday also about this, and they told that now the ball is on the EU part of the field, and because Ukraine has almost fulfilled almost everything, and this frame for the start of negotiations, this is all about the EU, and unfortunately we now already are very much deep into the election campaign to the European Parliament, and this may really hinder the pace of our European integration and the start of these official negotiations, because all the political leaders are now obsessed with their figures in the polls and elections, and winning as many seats as in the European Parliament as they are able to, and so on. So I think there are some chances, in particular due to Polish pressure, pro-Ukrainian pressure in Brussels, for us to open the negotiations even before the elections, I mean before June, or at least before the 1st of July, because in the second half of the year, Hungary will take on the presidency in the Council of the European Union, and Hungary, as everyone knows, is not very much in favor of Ukrainian European integration. So I think that all these issues will be discussed, but unfortunately, this is not all about Poland. Poland is in this issue. Luckily, Poland is absolutely pro-Ukrainian, no doubts about that.
That's right, but do the Ukrainians accuse Poland of duplicity, though? Because in one sense, Poland is a staunch supporter of Ukraine's accession to the European Union, which means access to a common market. But at the same time, it's lobbying for a limitation of Ukraine's rights to the common market. What would you say to that?
Exactly. In Ukraine, a lot of people are, basically all the people are very much confused with that, because they see that Poland keeps supporting Ukraine militarily, diplomatically, politically, in our fight with the Russian invaders, in our European and Euro-Atlantic integration, so on, so on, so on. But at the very same time, and what's also important, the Polish population really does support all these issues about Ukraine. But at the very same time, we see what we see at the border, and we also see that up to 70 or something % of the citizens, they really do support the demands of the farmers. So here in Ukraine, many people do not understand how this may happen simultaneously. And I also did not understand how it works, but after I talked with many Polish experts and read tons of articles explaining the issue, I understood that there is a different view from Warsaw, but still we have our own interests, and in my opinion, these interests are absolutely fair. I mean, not to...
And do you think a compromise will be reached today? Is that your hope, that some kind of compromise will be reached? Yes. That Polish farmers can make enough income to support themselves, but also help Ukrainian farmers sell their grain?
I hope that at least maybe this will be the very last meeting about all this issue. But I hope and I expect that a huge step forward will be done. But there will be another part of the medal that it will be up to Polish authorities to fulfill what will be agreed today, to convince or to make the farmers lift this blockade if such an agreement with our authorities is reached today. This will also be quite a complicated issue for the Polish government, but I'm sure that it will be capable to fulfill it.
All right. And now I wanted to ask also about the Ukrainian energy sector right now. It's being targeted by the Russians. There will be discussions, we've been told, there will be discussions among the energy ministers as well. Is there any way that Poland could assist Ukraine with energy? Should there be an issue? Should the Russians attack a major source of energy, electrical energy for Ukraine?
Yeah, as far as I know, I'm not a big energy expert, but as far as I know, Poland is already helping right now. And during these very extremely heavy shellings that happened last week, this kind of emergency help when we have a deficit in our system. We have a deficit of electricity. The Polish authorities help us, and we are thankful for that. But I think that it will be all about different material stuff, the transformators, some wires, and whatever is needed to fix. Because the CEOs of Ukrainian energy companies, they really publicly admit that it will take at least several months to fix what's been damaged last week. So something really big happened, and the problems are huge. Luckily, here in Kyiv, for example, we so far do not have any troubles with electricity, but let's look at Kharkiv, at some other regions. There were big troubles in Odessa. I think that, again, as it has already been in the pre-last winter, Ukraine will need aid from the international community in the field of energy. Again, transformators and everything what is needed to protect, first to protect, then to fix our energy facilities.
Certainly, and I frankly believe that both of these are needed now to secure a future to Ukraine. Thank you so much, Milan Lelich, for joining us today.
Yep.